Hello everyone and welcome to Cinderful Gaming. In today's video we're going to look at getting started with the Stormcast Eternals in Warhammer Age of Sigmar, focusing on building a list around the Vanguard wing battle formation. Today's video is sponsored by Gap Games, a fantastic miniature wargaming store in Queensland, Australia. They stock a wide variety of miniature wargames from all things Games Workshop to some of my personal favourites, Conquest of the Last Argument of Kings, and all things Modifius wargames as well. Use our affiliate code in the link below to help support both this fantastic store and the channel as well. Leading our force is a Lord-Aquilor. Now the Lord-Aquilor is a 3+ save, 8 health cavalry hero for the Stormcast Eternals. He has his starbound blade and shock hand axe, which are some Ren 1 damage 2 attacks and melee. He's also got his griff charges, razor beak in there as well. He's also wielding a heavy bolt storm pistol, which gives him some shooting at short range, just 12 inch, but does have the shoot and combat ability there as well. Now this model's got the Vanguard chamber ability, and this is a rule we're going to see applied to pretty much every unit we have in this force. And what this does is it's a passive ability where this unit can shoot and or charge even if it used run or retreat abilities in the same turn, so hyper mobile unit. Now we've then got the Ride the Wind's Etheric, a movement phase ability where if this unit's not in combat you can pick up to 2 friendly Vanguard-palladors units that are not in combat to be the targets, and then you remove this unit and the targets, if there are any, from the battlefield, set this unit up again on the battlefield more than 9 inch from all enemy units, then set up each target wholly within 12 inch of this unit and 9 inch from all enemy units as well. So a nice teleport that can be used every single movement phase if you wish to get these guys. Now they are going to be damage dealers, your Vanguard-palladors, we'll talk about them in just a sec, but having the ability to sort of just reposition them every turn if your opponent leaves objectives unguarded, they are easy point getters for you. Now speaking of Vanguard-palladors, we're going to look at Vanguard-palladors with shock hand axes, which are my preferred variant of the unit. Now first of all, they are 5 health each and a 3+ save, so a fairly solid unit. And they have bolt storm pistols just like our hero, though a few less shots coming out of each of these models. They wield shock hand axes in combat, which are 2 attacks each at 3s and 3s, Ren 1 damage 2 with a charge +1 damage ability. So damage 3 on the charge, pretty tasty. They've obviously got the Vanguard chamber rule that we've already talked about, and then they've got shocking strikes where if any damage points are allocated to an enemy unit by their shock hand axes, your enemy has to subtract 1 from wound rolls for that enemy's combat attacks for the rest of the turn. So they're a really great unit if they attack early and can significantly decrease what's coming back at them. Next we have Vanguard-raptors with longstrike crossbows, one of 2 different variants of Vanguard-raptors, and we'll talk about the other in just a second. But Vanguard-raptors with longstrike crossbows, these are an 18-inch ranged weapon, 2 attacks at 3s and 3s to hit and wound with Ren 2 damage 2, anti-hero +1 rend, and a crit auto wound ability as well. Now anti-hero is obviously going to be hard trying to target small heroes that are protected by being in the small units, but you're also going to be able to get that bonus on large monster heroes, so they can be really devastating to a big sort of monster hero your opponent is bringing to the game. They have Vanguard chamber as well, which is really cool because this makes, crossbows and some heavy crossbows at that able to move around the table very fast with a base move of 5 and that run always available to them. And then a headshot is another ability you can have where if you don't move with this unit for the rest of the turn, they can ignore the effects of guarded heroes. So that's how we get the little heroes targeting. You can't move and you get that anti-hero +1 rend in there, but if you do move, you can still target the big heroes that aren't getting that guarded hero ability anyway. The alternative version of Vanguard-raptors are Vanguard-raptors with hurricane crossbows. Now as the name might suggest, these models are going to put out, a hurricane worth of shots and more shots. So they've got 4 attacks each, only at a 12-inch range with 3s and 3s, no rend damage 1, but they do have anti-infantry +1 rend and a crit 2 hits ability. So this means they can really put down some firepower and are great for clearing out enemy chaff. They have the Vanguard chamber rule as per standard and coordinated strike, which they actually get to add 1 to wound rolls for their shooting attacks if they target a unit that's in combat with any friendly Vanguard chamber units. So if someone locks someone down, they can shoot there, and really good because it can help clear and free your units up for other charges potentially if they've only got a couple of wounds left holding you up. Lastly, we have the Vanguard-hunters. These are the base sort of warriors of the Vanguard chamber. They have the Vanguard chamber rule and have bolt storm pistols for all of them, and storm roll weapons, which is just a rank 1 damage 1 weapon with 2 attacks. Now they've got the astral compass, which allows them to pick an enemy unit to be the target during the deployment phase, to be the hunted unit, and they get to add 2 to the unit's move characteristic while the hunted enemy is on the battlefield, but in addition they add 1 to hit rolls for attacks when they target the hunted unit as well. This puts them up to movement 7. Generally I would pick something to be the hunted unit for these guys in your opponent's backfield that's not necessarily going to get hit by them, but this really makes this unit much more of a threat when they've got such a high movement infantry unit on the table. Now of course we are playing with the Stormcast Eternals today, and we've got the Vanguard wing as our battle formation. This gives us the Peerless Maneuvers ability, which is once per turn army during our movement phase, and we're picking a friendly Vanguard chamber unit that's not in combat, roll a dice on a 3+, remove them from the battlefield and set them up anywhere again, more than 9-inch for all enemy units. This is really great as it just allows us to have a free redeploy each round, potentially on a 3+. And so our one and only regiment for the force has our Lord-Aquilor as our general with the heroic trait Staunch Defender to boost up some objective control, and the mirror shield there as well to stop him being shot at. Unit wise, we have a unit of Vanguard-palladors with shock hand axes, a unit of Vanguard-raptors with longstrike crossbows that has been reinforced, a unit of Vanguard-hunters, and a unit of Vanguard-raptors with hurricane crossbows as well to round out the force. We hope this video was helpful in getting you started with Warhammer Age of Sigmar, and it was able to give you some ideas and inspiration to start your own force in the game. If you have any other questions at all, please comment down below, and while you're there, don't forget to drop a like, subscribe, and join our Discord server to check out all our future Warhammer Age of Sigmar content.